Yo guys, what is going on? Nickname is just Yellow, and today this Norwegian hardcore PC gamer is gonna make a quick little live video of how to be able to elevate your game even further as T-side. So I've already made one tutorial on the T-side in which I went through the very basics of being able to play the aggressive side a little bit more effectively. I went through very basic stuff, and to be honest, I could go through a lot more basic stuff, but instead I would rather learn, or teach you people rather, concepts in which you can play off of and use universally on all maps and all places on all of these maps as a terrorist in order to be able to elevate your game even further. I subconsciously do this a lot whenever I play games, but that again is because I played so many games that are FPS games, and also I watch a shit ton of YouTube videos already. You know, like I got 4,500 hours in Call of Duty. It did teach me something because of how many maps? 8 new maps every goddamn year is getting released, and I went through that routine for so long. I got some universal tips that will allow you to do what I did, which is to adapt to the map as you keep on playing, which do make playing, like raw grinding, it makes it a lot more rewarding. A nice example, and I will never forget this, just because it was just such an eye-opener when I was really shitty at the game, was this grenade right here. So imagine that your head is like a toolbox, and you want to deconstruct the enemy. Like, you want to beat the enemy, you wanna like take the enemy down, if that analogy makes any sense. In order to be able to do that more effectively, just getting your skill up and developing that toolbox and getting more and more tools in that toolbox, that is going to allow you to so much more effectively, as a player, be able to do such a thing. You know, kill the enemy, get better positions, play smartly, execute nades that will give you advantages, etc. This is one of those tools in my toolbox, as I like to call it, that, like, when I initially just learned of how to do this kind of stuff, it was a true eye-opener. So that being said, let's show what I actually learned when I was really sucky. So just running and tossing grenades give them, you know, much more momentum. So I just saw somebody do this, and I was like, wow, that's really effective, because this nade here can hit 56 approximately if the enemy have armor and it land on, you know, perfectly on them. So just watching that being done once, I instantaneously saw that the guy's just, you know, he's just standing anywhere here, really, and you want to aim at that A sign or just at that little edge of the wall right there, and then now you just want to run and just toss it. Obviously, you need to make sure that there's nobody here peeking you, but that nade is effectively going to hit anybody camping right there at the double box or single box on A side, and that's effectively going to hurt them a lot. If there are 2 people there accidentally at lower ranks, for example, that's gonna really ruin their day. If they don't have armor and it's eco and you are not eco, you know, they're gonna get wrecked. So what we can learn from that is that if you just memorize those things and you keep on continuously watching people play and you take note of everything they do, even in a lot of my gameplays, you'll see me toss maybe a random nade here and there, maybe I'll pre-position up here and I know there's an enemy there, I'm gonna just do this and suddenly dies because, you know, I pre-aimed him and then I just, what the fuck is it called again? You counter tap? I don't even remember the term, but anyways, when you do this stuff like here, I'll link the accuracy guide in the end of this video because it's very relevant. So if you just work your recoil properly and you know how to sidestep and just hit the enemy in the head perfectly, and he's peeking there all the time, you can effectively just take them down. Which again, in my head, this peek right here, that's one tool in my toolbox. But I got more tools in my toolbox, if you get my point. It's almost as if you learn things if you were to think of this game as an RPG. So let's say that you've been able to get on short and you kill the guy. Now you need to use your toolbox and just execute certain things on the map in order to be able to advance. For example, there could be an enemy here rarely. Mostly that's more useful to look into tunnels, but that's not relevant. So let's say that he's there, I'm gonna clear that, then I'm going to slowly here just jiggle peek to try and fish out the bullet, because I'm effectively showing my shoulder like this. By the way, you can also use that if you want to fish out a bullet from a sniper rifle, and, you know, then you can just, you know, like, let's say that he shot and then it's bang, and now you can just, like, try and shoot him or whatever the hell. Or you can just move past, okay? Like, it all depends on the gunfight, time and place, etc. But anyways, you want to fish out the bullet, you want to see if he's camping this line of sight. If not, you can move over to this spot. Then you need to see if he's camping right there, okay? And from there on out, you need to make sure that he's not camping there or there. The reason for this is because maybe randomly 2 people will get boosted up there, and now they will stand on top of here, and you will get wrecked every time you go on short. Just knowing that the enemy can do something will easily allow you to eliminate it if you just know where to look and you know what to do automatically, okay? So that is what we can take from just knowing what to do in those case scenarios. I'll go through more of the tools, as I like to call them. So now we have covered that, covered and checked, you know, this place, this place, this place, this place technically. Now when you move up, you want to be careful, and you also want to check this triangle spot here at the stairs, okay? A nice thing to do here is to jiggle pick, but also if you just assume that he's there, it does not hurt to waste any bullets there, okay? Just shoot right there, okay? So what I would recommend to do rather is to, you know, stand a little bit further back and then do it, because most people who stand right here, they are going to peek like this. The reason for this is because then they can just effectively get a headshot at you when you are moving out to peek. But that is not gonna matter jack shit if you already know they're there, or if you just do the sidestep thing and then you instantaneously counter tap, and now your recoil is perfect because of how the accuracy system works. Then you're literally gonna kill him before you even think, because you're just working the mechanics instead of the reaction. By the way, your reactions are a little bit slower, but still, this stuff here will be even faster. The aftermath is that this guy gets wrecked, and now you have killed 2 guys on short. From here on out, it's very important when you move up to be careful that nobody's standing right here. Standing right here and watching through this little tube is very, very popular, and the reason for that is because you don't do... what am I trying to say? You don't only get information that there are enemies on short, but you also get to take a couple of shots if they're trying to kill you, and now you can drop down to safety. So there's a lot of things to look out for, but as you get better and as you play the game a lot more, and as you get through all those awkward deaths, you'll eventually understand and learn every spot in which an enemy could be, and now you'll get good at the spot as a terrorist, in which you'll effectively be able to navigate maps better and, you know, just kill enemies at different spots. Obviously, all of this requires a lot of practice, but CSGO is a lot about studying what happens and practice and actually keeping your attention onto the game. A lot of people try and do other things while they're playing the game. I do not recommend this, and the reason for this is because of how much you can just learn by watching a terrible or a really good player play. If you're watching a player that is doing terrible, most of the things he does will probably not work, while on the other hand, if you're watching a player that are doing a lot of good work and he's being able to push out results or results of a higher level, you know, then you obviously should watch that player. Even if you don't get to play with him, that's not too important. It's almost more important just to watch what it does. So for example, if you people have a guy that is at a relatively high skill rank on your friend list, just spectating him will be a lot more effective for you. And also, you like if you watch other people on your Steam account, Steam account, I believe if then the enemy team, for example, have a really good enemy, and you're not even watching your friend, you should rather watch that enemy. And the reason for this is because your teammate is or your friend rather is obviously doing something wrong. So you're gonna get a lot more information and value out of just watching what he's doing and trying to replicate it. So in this sense, then you should try and replicate what I just did here, but you should try and apply to every place on all maps as a terrorist, of course. Other things to mention then is that the higher rank you get at, and the more skill you get, the more as a team and more fun and the more friendly and with more calls you should play at. The reason for this is because if everybody are communicating all the information that you ever get at the same time, you can effectively know what to do. Let's say that we know that there are 2 people at short and they're always there, then there should maybe be one guy on A or short, you don't know yet, and then there's like one guy here on middle that are camping at this approximate place right here, and then there might be one guy camping far in on, B or whatever the hell. Like, players will play differently. It's hard to predict, to be honest. From there on out, you can try and do a gamble, because now you know that there is going to be quick but solid support right here. So if you have a lurker guy just walking in right here, and now you try and fish out at least one player from long here to the side here by just playing smart and stuff, by pushing up here on short, you can effectively allow your long guy to flank around and try and get a little lurking kill on the guy that now might be chilling around here and camping, or maybe just being, stuck in pit. It all depends on how the enemy play, obviously, and it all depends on how good your teamwork is and how effectively you are going to play off of each other. But as you keep on playing, you'll naturally get a sense of this, in which me as a Call of Duty player, you develop this sense just a retarded amount. And the reason for that is because you're playing with no teammates on the PC. If that made any sense at all, at least when you play casually, and a fuck ton as well, because you can't rely on your teammates because you don't know your teammates and they don't want to talk because they're sissies. So anyways, then let's say that you were able to bait the guy over here, and now your teammate was able to kill the guy on long. Now there's another guy here on site, in which the tool that I showed you right here You can easily execute this. Now suddenly you hurt this guy right here. Maybe you can toss, like, shoot a little bit, toss a couple of flashbangs, toss a flashbang over here. Now the guy might, like, you might actually also fish out a grenade from the enemy, and now you suddenly have more information of which enemies are where, and you can just work it around from there or not. You can throw a fake, you can try and get more kills, you can let one of your teammates on mid here wait here for the mid rotator that should come from B, because now they are convinced that you're going to go A. Sky's the limit as a terrorist, technically speaking. A lot of people are not using their imagination in that kind of sense as well. But just play a lot. Keep in mind of all those small key things that you can do on maps in order to be able to do the game better. Like one flash like that and a smoke like this. These are very, very basic. Same also goes for the initial rush flashbangs here, in which I do believe that you need to line it up a little bit. Yeah, you need to toss it approximately over that door there as you run. Oops, I tossed that completely wrong. You need to have a little bit more height to it as you run. You can also toss another one just up like that, and it will flash out there approximately, I would say. A little bit hard to tell. What I like to do personally is just to jump. Like, I jump, right-click it. That way it will just bounce over effectively, and you won't get blinded, but anybody standing there will get blinded. Other things to think of. You can't also smoke right here, just bank it off of this wall, depending, like, it doesn't matter where you're standing. If you're standing here and tossing it like that, now you can fight against the enemy right here, and you can move up here. Obviously, you need to clear this area right there, for example, this area and this area. You need to clear those as you move in. Just, you know, walk slowly, maybe make some noise, just to fish out the enemy. You also need to clear this area. You need to clear your car there. Maybe they're peeking all the time. Now you can just jump down into pit, which obviously also kind of sort of need to get cleared, in which you can do that more effectively with a teammate from here on out, because you can in most cases see them, which is, by the way, is a little bit dangerous because you need to expose yourself right here, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, sky's the limit for how you play the game. Just watch better players, take by their example, and eventually, as you keep on grinding, you'll level up your skills almost as if it was an RPG game. So yeah, hopefully people enjoy this version 2 second video of T-Side. Eventually, I guess I'll go into a lot more deeper details. By the way, those videos are just gonna get longer and longer, so that's gonna be a little bit lame. But still, you know, giving out information of the game. It's time consuming. So anyways, hopefully people did enjoy this video, and hopefully you learned something. Go out there and play, have a good time, and don't take things too serious. It's only a game after all. So if you want to support this YouTube channel and everybody else who do enjoy the channel, we got a lot of stuff in the description that you can follow. Everything from Patreon, in which you do get rewards and stuff like that, to some PayPal donations and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, thanks for the support, people. You Patreons and all you other guys are goddamn awesome. So anyways, nickname is Yellow. Have a nice day, and don't get beastified when you play.